This is how this usually goes with the gun debate from anti-gun liberals. They do the whole my father owns guns, my sister, mother, brother, cousin owns guns, and I'm a part of the culture, I've shot before, blah blah blah. This is the attempt to, pun intended, disarm you, but it don't really matter because at the end of the conversation, it's going to be, I'm going to ban AR-15s if I get in a position to do so. Now, I'm watching News One comment section. It's a bunch of sisters going in anti-gun stuff. Standard, we understand that. We know that's what it is. I don't think people get the gravity of the situation in Georgia. Georgia is a red state. Georgia is a pro-gun state. There's a district in Georgia where the mayor, I think, made everybody have a gun. Small little area, but we're not. But that happened, and she's going to be the first possible governor, female, period, black governor since Reconstruction. Politically, Georgia lost, black people lost a lot of political capital when they changed their state flag. They took off the Confederate flag part of it and made it Confederate light. But that was something that black people lost a lot of political capital because Republicans just took over after that. That situation was, yeah, y'all won the battle, but y'all lost the war. But this is the first time since then that they're possibly going to have a black female governor or whatever. But that's just, there is some historic elements to this whole situation going on in Georgia. But that's usually the way the gun debate goes. Of course, it was funny looking at the News One situation where they used clickbait shit like, ooh, she told Meghan McCain, which she didn't. Like, the dialogue was okay. It wasn't nothing like that. But what Meghan McCain did was, she didn't get snippy or smarky or whatever the stuff that she does do usually. She just wanted Stacey to be clear and elucidate how she feels about AR-15s. And that could have be helping her. Because again, Georgia is a red pro-gun state. And she made her say that clearly so that that's kind of in a way going to rile the people who don't want her to win. There's articles saying that there are some black Georgians who not messing with her because of the situation with guns. I don't know how deep that is, how many people that is. I know in BGOE, I've discussed that several times. A lot of the brothers in there are like, I'm voting for Gillum, I'm voting for Stacey. It is what it is. They're saying that the socialist bullshit that they promise that they never deliver is more important than their ability to defend, have arms. Despite the fact that we are a somewhat of a soft target, y'all live in the South, so y'all got to deal with shit differently than what we got to deal with up north, right? The Tiki Torch Evil White Boys is out where y'all at. Not saying they're not up north, but I'm saying they're closer in proximity to you, right? But anyways, that's just my video real quick. It was weird looking at the News One, and a sister actually came on a post and was like, yeah, I gotta chill with these corny ass clickbait things. None of what the clickbait said happened. It was an actual shame, but what Meghan did was she simply wanted Stacey to state her point on guns, AR-15s in particular, which is the most popular rifle in America. And she straight up said, yo, I want to ban them bitches. Now how you like, you know what I mean? And what's going to happen is they can't literally, I mean, she can do whatever she wants as governor, right? That's the excuse you keep hearing in BGOE is, well, just like when Obama was going to take our guns, right? Okay, Obama didn't do anything, and Obama did help gun sales, but he did help states like New York and Massachusetts and Connecticut. He helped with his language and his rhetoric. Those states had their governors to do things that restricted individual freedoms when it comes to the Second Amendment on arms. So no, he didn't take away a collective guns, but, and that's one of the arguments you keep hearing from BGOE, the black dudes are going to vote for anyways, is that, oh, it's just scare tactics. Like, no, motherfucker. The stuff that we dealing with in New York, in Connecticut, California, and fixed mags and You can only have 20 bullets. Like that's what they're gonna do. They're not gonna ban the rifles right out. They're gonna slowly nitpick at things. They're gonna copy stuff that happened in the other states. Hopefully, you get something like what New York got and not what they got in Connecticut. Because in Connecticut, I think their attorney general went after parts, not features. In New York, they went after. In California, they went after features. So you can still have an AR-15, but you can't have certain features that make it technically what they call an assault weapon, which is not. But anywho, that's it. Your girl, the first black possible historical ever black female governor of Georgia, is anti-gun in a red-ass state where people love their guns. This is the state when Obama said they cling to their guns and their Bibles. He talking about these Confederate mofos in Georgia, and she could possibly win that state. I don't know. I don't think Gillum and her are gonna win. I think one of them is gonna win. I don't think the dude that Gillum is debating and what like Gillum is a good politician in the way that he speaks and the stuff that black people want to hear and they get all caught up in that shit like Obama, like quote unquote swag. Gillum has that. And just I haven't watched the full debates, but just the clips, the white dude that's going against Gillum is just like he doesn't have that. Clearly, like Gillum is killing him on that element. I don't know how much that's going to translate in voting, but I do believe one of them is going to win. I don't think both of them is going to win, but either Gillum is going to win or Stacey's going to win. And I think Stacey might have a better shot. Just simply from the historical situation and all the hoopla around voter suppression and whatnot. That's probably going to motivate more people to go out and do that. But that's it. Your girl is anti-gun. To me, if you're for any restrictions, to me you're anti-gun. Like the whole disarming of, well, my cousin, brother, sister, auntie, uncle, we love guns. I bought my dad this, and that. Right, the rifle you bought your dad is probably more powerful than an AR-15 that shoots at 5.56 or 2.23. It could do more damage at a further distance, but we don't have those conversations in the gun debate. We just say it looks scary and evil, so we're gonna ban that. Okay.
Anti-gun organization, Michael Bloomberg's anti-gun group as well. You say you're proud to have an F rating from the NRA. Michael Bloomberg and others like him in the wake of what happened in Pittsburgh support taking away the AR-15, which is the most popular rifle in America, away from people. Do you, like Everytown, support banning the AR-15?
So let's be clear, I am not anti-gun. My great-grandmother taught me how to shoot when I was growing up in Mississippi. I like trap shooting, I like target shooting. I don't hunt because I mostly eat chicken, and that just seems mean. However, I know that the most responsible gun owners understand that they have the responsibility for the firearms and making sure that only responsible people have those firearms. That's why I believe in a background check. I believe in a 3-day waiting period. I believe that those who commit domestic violence and stalking should not have access to weapons. I do not believe that weapons of mass destruction like the AR-15 belong in civilian hands.
So you think it should be banned?
I do. I think they should be prohibited from civilian use. I've shot an AR-15, and I think you probably have too. And while it's an amazing amount of power, it also is an amazing amount of destruction. And there's very little that can be done to protect vulnerable communities when the AR-15 is present.
I do appreciate your honesty, and I assume that by banning it, you would be rounding them up. It's the most popular gun in America. Around 61% of all U.S. civilian rifle sales. Would we be rounding them up from civilians in Georgia that own it?
We have had a ban on assault weapons before in the United States, and I think that we should do it again. I think that there has to be a conversation of how it's accomplished, because we have to recognize that this is a national conversation. But I do want to push back on any notion that I believe that the Second Amendment is not the law of the land. I support the Second Amendment. We buy my father rifles every Christmas, and a gun cabinet was his gift a couple of years ago. It is possible to believe in responsible gun ownership and to believe that there should be regulations on that. Anthony Scalia said that. And we have to believe as a nation that when our communities are vulnerable, when you can't go into a synagogue or a church or a school or a movie theater without fear for your life, there is something wrong with our system of gun ownership, and we have to fix it.
Okay. I appreciate your honesty. you want to ban it.
So let me just, this is Joy Bailey.